this is such an important thing, and the numbers are really important. More people that can do this should do it.
I would have thought that a human rights lawyer would realize that there is nothing he can say that can justify being on the side of genociders, of colonizers.
Shame!
Your hands are bloody too! Mr. Police, shame on you! Your hands are bloody too!
I want to silence people, so we've decided to come here to say we are not afraid of being arrested.
The Labour Party to me now is just, right wing.
Well, the world's got a duty to stop genocides. Our government isn't doing anything to stop it. In fact, it's doing the opposite and seems to be facilitating it. So I just wanted to do something as an ordinary person, get out and try and bring some change. And I think enough of us do it, we might make a difference.
I'm here because this government is participating, encouraging genocide, and they have used a terrorist law to claim that anybody that supports Palestine Action is a terrorist. What they were doing was attacking the weapons manufacturers, and they want to silence people. So we've decided to come here to say we are not afraid of being arrested. We show solidarity not just with Palestine Action, but with the people of Gaza and the people around the world who are victims of a terrible arms industry. And we don't mind being arrested. This law is terrible, it's unjust, and they can't arrest everybody who decides to resist it.
You've been arrested before at protests like this. Can you tell me about that experience?
What I would have to say about that experience is that the police, I think, do not want to be doing this job. They don't want to be involved in this. They feel that that they are also being kind of coerced into doing this whole charade because of this prescription. And I have to say the police were pretty decent, and they looked after people. They weren't heavy-handed or anything, bearing in mind that they're arresting a lot of people that are quite infirm and elderly. But no, the arrest process, it's frightening the first time it happens to you, but you quickly see that this is such an important thing, and the numbers are really important. More people that can do this should do it. I see a lot of young people doing it as well, and they're risking their jobs, they're risking employment, they're risking their travel in the future, and it's such a big thing for young people to do, and I admire any of them that are doing it. But I think I'm retired, I don't have a job to lose, so it is in a sense easier for me to do this.
For nearly 2 years we've been watching, haven't we? Superhuman inhumanities beyond belief, and doing peaceful things like peace marches and MPs and everything. And then when people who are good enough, like Palestinian Action, to try and do more, I fully support them.
We're seeing that the country's becoming more authoritarian. Digital IDs are coming in, which isn't a left or right issue, it affects everybody. The wealth is being drained out of this country. The top 1% are taking everything. They're taking all the assets, the liquid money, and they're leaving us nothing left. And if we don't fight like hell, we're going to lose everything. We're going to lose everything that we've got, particularly for the issue that we're here today about with the genocide in Gaza. There's a considerable problem with Keir Starmer not acting. There's been a very long time, over a year of his own time as Prime Minister, to act. He hasn't acted, and this goes for virtually every issue that people are angry about. We want to stop human lives being taken, and the right wing are worried about immigration, but none of our issues are being solved. The government isn't fit for anybody. There's a big misconception that we love Labour. Everybody hates Labour. They're ruining everybody's lives. What we need is more than an election. We need an entirely different way of living. We need a new way of society. And not everyone knows what that's going to look like. I don't know what that's going to look like. but there has to be a new way. It's not in hatred, it's not in authoritarianism, it's in freedom and with respect for each other.
Is it? So I was just in the anti-digital ID protest, and a lot of what they were saying was that they were really angry at austerity measures, angry at cost of living, angry at the introduction of digital ID for a lot of the same reasons you've outlined. Are you surprised that there's such a big crossover between the two groups?
No, I'm not surprised at all. The problem is that rhetoric keeps us apart. We have the same issues, but different words are used for them. You know, there is nothing wrong with immigration. Immigration is a very standard government policy. Immigration has always happened. It's not happened at the levels it's currently at, and that's what people are mad about. And the racists, they take advantage of that. It's not the problem of immigrants that's going on. It's a problem of the government, and it's a problem of the system and the underfunding that's gone into the immigration system.
I would discourage younger people from doing it because of the dangers to their employment. I'm actually semi-retired and sort of wondering if I might get the sack after this because I'm a teacher, so I have enhanced checks on my criminal record and so on. And also there's the travel restrictions that are possible because you won't be able to go to America, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, and possibly Europe when they bring in the new visa rules. So I think it's something that those of us who are a bit older and got a bit less to lose should be doing.
Some people might say it's quite courageous that you're willing to risk arrest to be here or lose your job, as you mentioned. What do you make of that?
It did take a bit of thought. You didn't just decide to do it. But yeah, I think everyone who's here is courageous in their own way, definitely.
I have no more an amount of humanity than the average person. And that is something that everybody ought to do when you see people being slaughtered by the thousands every day. You see that happening, and we've got to say this is wrong, this has to stop. And if arrest is what happens to me, it's nothing compared to what other people are going through.
Keir Starmer was an international human rights lawyer. Have you been disappointed with how his government have approached the war in Gaza?
Not just disappointed, disgusted. Surprised, because I would have thought that a human rights lawyer would realize that there is nothing he can say that can justify being on the side of genociders, of colonizers. It's beyond ridiculous, and I think here Starmer, David Lammy, Yvette Cooper, all those people at the top of this government who are making the terrorists, those who oppose the genocide, they all should account for their actions in The Hague.
It will restrict travel. That's a potential possibility in the future. But if it's America and Japan, I'm not really that bothered. You know, when the European visa rules come in next year, maybe that will bother me a bit because I like to go to Spain. But you know, we'll deal with that when it happens. People in Palestine have never been allowed to travel. There are people in Palestine who have never seen it in Gaza, have never seen anywhere else in the world, and that has to stop. These people have a right to a decent life and rights like everyone else has. And I find it particularly disgusting that Tony Blair, the war criminal from the Iraq war, is revisiting the scene of another war crime and heading up what's going to be happening in Gaza in the future. It's absolutely disgusting.
And have you been disappointed in how the Labour government have handled it?
Oh yeah, I'm utterly heartbroken. I've been a Labour member all of my life until lately, yeah, apart from Iraq. And I just think, I can't believe how right-wing they are, you know, but especially what I hold most against them is right away, just backing Israel in whatever it does. And it's taken them a long time to be able to say genocide, hasn't it? But whatever they chose to call it, they condoned it and they armed it. And so the Labour Party, to me now, is just, you know, right-wing.
Keir Starmer was an international human rights lawyer. Are you surprised by how he's approached the situation in Gaza?
Yeah, not only surprised, I'm disgusted. Mahmoud, his new
Home Secretary.
the new Home Secretary, I think there was a wee bit of hope at the beginning with that when you could see historical videos of Mahmoud on rallies and demonstrations about Palestine, but she's done a complete 360 U-turn in the whole thing and is now actually worse than Yvette Cooper. The last time at London she was up in the control room of the Met Police and overseeing everything and thoroughly agreeing with everything that was happening. And it's absolutely sickening to think that these are the individuals that are running our country.
Me personally, I take to Zach Polanski these days. I think that left-wing populism is a good move. Populism isn't always inherently bad. It's just a metric by which you gain support. I think that ultimately, though, a lot of people are losing faith with the system altogether, and something really needs to change. Otherwise, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good.